Well, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Monday, February 27th. I had to think of what's the date. February 27th, 2023. February 27th, Monday, last Monday of February. Wow, this year is going by fast, right? Well, let's all start out with Audra. Now, today is the first time she actually did put her hands in her pocket. So I don't know if she's pregnant or not, but this is just a different outfit. We've not seen her dressed this way. Normally she's dressed more form fitting. So we shall see. Time will tell what's up with her. But one thing's for sure. Is it just me or is Audra's character, yeah, to me, sleazy, untrustworthy, but boring? Just boring. Well, Tucker, I'm just saying, that have you found out who bought out your debt? I mean, I know it's unlike you to want to be told what to do. Mm-hmm. Well, isn't that just adorable? Tucker McCall is in love. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh, yeah. You say it, you're talking that way because you're in love or whatever. Condescending, just nothing. To me, there's no umph to her. At least when she was working at Chancellor Winters on the IPO, you kind of saw her on the ball. You kind of saw her doing things and getting things done and bada bada, like she was the expert. Here, she's just everybody's little deceitful lackey go-to. And I'm pretty much getting bored and sick of watching her. So Tucker let her know, you know what, you're slipping. You are slipping. Bottom line, I know exactly what you're here for. You're here to gather intel. And I don't like it, and I ain't really giving you any. So then he told her, you know what, Audra? Don't forget, I taught you everything you know, but definitely not everything I know. The chick is old enough to be his daughter. So of course it's not everything he knows, right? So she looked at him. Don't be so sure of that. Oh. And she snatches her bag and walks out the door. And he just looks at her, right? So, of course, we have boring Daniel and Lily talking in the park. And if I have to hear Daniel say one more time, I'm sorry, Billy didn't treat you the way you deserve to be treated. Daniel, you don't know nothing about Billy and Lily. And then Lily saying, I'm sorry that Heather doesn't want to wait around enough to see your potential and see you've changed. I'm sorry, Lily. Did you wait around for Billy so Billy could get his footing? So Billy could figure out what he wanted to do? Did you wait around, Lily? No, you didn't. You kept saying, what are you going to do, Billy? You're supposed to be finding yourself. Did you find yourself, Billy? So it's easy to talk about, oh, they're not appreciating you, Daniel. At least Billy wasn't a raving drunk for you, Lily. Now, unfortunately, Billy was that for Victoria. Yeah. And I ain't mad at him. He really circled the drain after Delia's death. And a lot of that was his own guilt because he left that child in the car by herself. Okay. Now, it wasn't he left the child in the car by herself and the child got kidnapped. Delia was old enough. He just walked into the convenience store to get some ice cream. She wasn't too young to be left in that car. However, she had a dog with her. She decides to let the dog out the car and the dog runs out into the road. And she runs out after the dog. Okay. So yeah, you'd feel guilty. You'd say, if only I had taken my daughter in the store with me. Okay. And she wouldn't have ran out after the dog. So, but anyway, That's history. He circled the drain with that. And ultimately, he and Victoria could not survive the grief of Delia. But Lily doesn't know, because Daniel hasn't told her the true havoc he unleashed on Heather and Lucy. Okay. Now, it was deep enough that little Lucy is looking and looking and looking and saying, okay, I see that you're not the same as when we left Savannah. Good. I see remnants of the dad you used to be. So that's telling you how far down the drain he went. And would you have stuck around, Lily? No, you wouldn't have. Wouldn't have, because you didn't stick around for Billy like that. And for Daniel to say for Billy to just abandon you like that, he didn't abandon her. She said, go, quit. He goes, no, I'm willing to see the whole ICO project. No, I don't want you stuck here. I don't want you to feel trapped. Go. Right? And he did. And then I'm so sorry for Devon to just be treating you. You know what? Devon and Lily are at an impasse. Plain and simple. Just like people are telling her, I'm sorry, Devon, and I'm sorry, isn't it just Daniel? Maybe Billy, possibly, but Billy's staying out of it because she look at him and say, you don't work for the company anymore. Right? And Jill, everybody else who knows Devon say, you mean they won't let you buy your company back? So Ashley has got a great idea. I mean, and I mentioned this on last recap, and it was today's, what she's going to talk to Tucker about. But yeah, so we dealt with Daniel and Lily, and then they end up at Crimson Lights. And Devon was out on the patio because he had just finished talking to Christine. Said, no, they want to fight. We're giving them a fight. Lily is already dug her heels in because she's taking it personal. Now, when Devon said that, I thought, you're taking it personal too. It's not that Lily is taking it personal. Devon, well, yes, she is. She really is. But Devon out and out said, this is personal to me. Well, look, it's personal to him because that's a company he and his father started. That's personal to him. That's history for him. But he's not taking it personal like I hate my sister. He's just saying, okay, you're over here, sister. I'm over here. This is going to be a fight. May the best Winters win. That's all. You either going to win or I'm going to win. Period. But Lily is taking it more. You're not even family. Why would you do that? And like he told Lily, you never worked with Neil the way I worked with Neil. Never. And she never had. Chancellor Winters is absolutely not personal to Lily. She doesn't even look at that as a family company because she had no stake in it. No stake in it at all. For a brief minute, she was an employee of it, right? But for a brief minute. So, that is what it is. But Daniel's stroking her ego. She's stroking his. They're getting kind of close, but they didn't kiss. But that's coming, everybody. That's definitely coming. That's exactly what I feel, that it's going to be coming. So now we have no, I'm not going to go to Victoria. I'm going to go to Daniel and Chelsea Daniel and Lily at the coffee house. Chelsea comes down and Chelsea wants to pitch her idea for the for the mental health portion of the game. And they sat down and Lily stayed quiet. Now, Lily's a little uncomfortable with Chelsea because of Billy, but she didn't let that interfere. She just sat there quietly. And Chelsea was telling Daniel her backstory, but she just really did not mention names. She talked about Ray. She talked about a dear friend of her saving her. Lily knew that was Billy that she was talking about. And it kind of made her a little uneasy because Lily was going through that at the same time as well. She just didn't know the full extent of it because Billy didn't tell her, right? But once Chelsea went through the whole dynamics of her vision, Daniel kept looking at Lily like, are you hearing this? Because remember, earlier Daniel was talking to Lily about, I'm thinking of just, giving it up. And Lily had to pep talk him back into keeping going. See, no, this is either your vision or it's not your vision, Daniel. Now you showed your daughter, Princess Louisa, that's patterned after her, then make the darn game. Stop wimping out. So anyway, he was like, oh, and then he goes, you know what? I like it. I see where we're going because see, he was saying, and it's going to help people better themselves. They'll come out, kind of a self-help thing, and they'll come out more understanding themselves. Chelsea's pitch was the only part of that concept that I ever could see becoming a reality. Because from what Daniel was saying, no, it's just a video game, sir. But the way Chelsea's explaining this component, I see that could be something. Because like she says, the person, the player goes in with no skills, no self-help skills, no coping skills, and they have to earn the skills through the game and go through different levels. Now they're going to have to work with a qualified person to give advice on what are proper self-help skills and, self-image skills or image improving skills. But I could see it the way Chelsea explained it. I thought, well, doggone it, that could be something, right? So now we're going to have Chelsea working with Daniel, and I can already see what's going to happen with Billy. Billy's going to go work for Jack, because once Chelsea goes to work with Daniel at Chancellor Winters, Billy can't go back there. Billy's going to pretty much say yes to Jack and yes to Jabot. Okay. So now, everybody, we've got Abby talking to Ashley. Now, this is all the same day. Abby has blabbed her mouth about Devon's business to Elena, right? Now, Abby has blabbed Devon's business to her mama. Blabbed it, right? And then when she talks to Devon, she says, oh, I talked to my mom, and I hope you don't mind. I did, explained a few things, but with what's going on. And he goes, no, that's your mom. And I'm happy you have a mother to talk to. No, I don't blame you or resent it. Now, oops, but did we say, oh, guess what? I'm sorry. I talked to your ex-girlfriend who's living across the hall with your cousin who really want to know your business. I told her everything that was going on too. More wine? See, she didn't say that. She didn't say that at all, because Devon would not have been too happy about that, Abby, right? So she's questioning Ashley as to what's going on. What are you doing? What? And Ashley's like, no, well, you know what? She's hoping that Tucker's at a crossroads and that he'll make the right decisions and that maybe he does want to turn around. She goes, I don't think he was all malicious with his intents, but I'm going to see. Because Tucker tends to want to do right, but goes about it all the wrong way and ends up doing wrong, right? So she goes, well, what are you going to do, Mom? She goes, nah, can't say yet, but you know what? It's going to be something, and it'll benefit everybody. So she goes over to Tucker's. Tucker's giving her, now look, Ashley had some wine with Abby, chug-a-lugging. Then Ashley goes over to Tucker's and he takes the hard stuff out the little wet bar there, right? So I'm thinking, oh goodness, wine and hard stuff. Ashley, you're going to be in the bed with this man in a minute. Whoa, girl, slow your roll. It's a little too early to be drinking like this, folks. So anyway, she's telling Tucker, did you really mean that you want to change? Did you really mean it? Did you really mean that, you know, you want to better yourself? And he's like, yes, I really meant it. So are you trying to tell me that you would really divest yourself of McCall? Would you really do that? And he says, yes, I would really do that. And so she looked at him and she said, good. Now sell it to your son. Oh, okay. I like that, Ashley. See, think about that. Now, Victoria, on the other hand, is so busy trying to entice Nate that, you know, she could sugar mama him. I can get you what you want. I got stuff planned in mind for you. I'm buying acquisitions for you in mind. And, you know, people can't be afraid to go after what they want. She comes around the desk. As soon as she came around the desk and stood right in front of him, I said, here we go. Here we go. And sure enough, they all knee-deep lip locking. They were getting to the point they were going to start taking off clothes. And I thought, well, my God, your mama is co-CEO, girl. Your mama could walk in at any time. Your father still thinks that's his office half the time. So what you really doing? Right? So of course, who's outside the door? Who's outside the door but Audra? Audra's outside the door. She's coming in and she's knocking. So they break away. Nate, making sure making sure he's fixing his tie. Victoria, and she sits behind her desk and Audra, so she says, come in. So Audra comes in, and Audra's like, oh, was I interrupting? Because see, Audra's already thinking something's going on with you two. Right? And they're like, no, we were just talking about you. Oh, okay. As she's looking at Victoria, Victoria's looking around, you know, fixing her hair and kind of not looking up. And Nate is like, oh, you know, and she's like, I know what was happening here. Right. So she doesn't really tell them too much because they just kind of leave the scene kind of like that, like her being very, very observant. They go, well, do you have any information? She goes, could be. And she's thinking, how can I exploit this? Because trust me, that's all she's going to want to do is exploit it. How can I exploit this? Because I'm going to drop in on these two. Definitely. These two unexpected a little bit more. See, Victoria's going to end up telling her, listen, Audra, you know, I don't really have an open door policy. So make sure you connect with my assistant before you come on over. Right? There we go. Chick. So anyway, but it's getting ridiculous. I said Nate and Victoria were going to be in bed by Valentine's Day. I missed it by 2 weeks. They will be in the sack within another week and a half. Easy. They're definitely going to be in the sack. So let's go to comment corner. There's not a lot of comments because this video is close to the other video. But Monique says she had Kevin help her. He's talking about, I said, did anybody have, you know, people working with her in her crimes and conspiracies? She had Kevin help her cover up her crime when she killed that therapist, Dr. Reed. And Chance, half brother, helped her cover up a crime also. Kevin, I remember, accidentally fell into that, and she blackmailed the heck out of him. So he wasn't a co-conspirator with her. Kevin, unfortunately, fell all into it, and just Kevin anyway. And then Monique says, I believe with the way Adam is acting now, it will make Sally warm up to him again, making Nick upset and question his relationship with Sally, if he can call it that. They are just casual dating to me, and they've never said, I love you. You know, I think the most I've heard Nick say about Sally, where he told Victoria, I'm into her. Into her how? Oh, I do know how you really into her, but we won't go. We won't go there. But like, are you into the way she dresses? Are you into her business savvy? Are you into what? What, when you explain or talk about some significant person and you say, I'm into them, what does that mean, everybody? I dig them, but I dig my Yorkies, right? Dig the heck out of my dogs. They're family. So anyway, that's Comic Corner. That's it for today. I will be back tomorrow. Young and the Restless is moving just as slow as it always does, snail's pace. But I'll be back here tomorrow with another daily recap.